Hey, Jason.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Sure.
We're just admiring this door design. What other design efficiencies did you guys bake into this system?
Good question. I mean, obviously, one of our efficiency goals is lightweight and
Yeah.
how that relates to everything. One of the things you might notice is this is the door catch.
Yeah.
And on a typical vehicle, that door catch is mounted on the door sill, and the entire mechanism, which is a larger part, very complex, or does a good job of holding anything. Normally, that would be mounted on the door, but that would add more stress, more weight. It would make the door heavier. So we flipped the two. It's not unheard of. It's a little bit unique in the vehicle space.
I've never seen it like that.
But that's one of the small efficiencies. And then we have a very lightweight electric door release.
Yeah.
And then we have an emergency mechanical release.
Good.
So if you find that the vehicle is somehow powered down, or you're not able to use the correct mechanism, you would have a manual release. Perfect. So that's a safety consideration.
Yeah. That's so smart. Somehow I never noticed that.
You'll notice this panel is mechanically fixed. It's part of the installation, the way the vehicle goes together.
Maybe it's just because the design tapers so much. It feels so like small, compact, and yet there's a 42 kilowatt hour pack in there. That's nutty.
Well, I mean, we have to, what is the people, the envelope for the people? What is it, the envelope, or we call it the package?
Yeah.
What is the package for the battery? Then what is the package for the drive system?
Yeah.
And you kind of work all of those things. And then obviously we knew the shape we were going for.
Right.
So the math tells us the shape, and then we engineer and design towards those goals.
Still is mind-boggling to me. I mean, this is really showing how the age of EVs justifies a complete rethinking of that packaging. This is such a different approach.
You don't put batteries in a vehicle. You design it as a system.
Yeah.
That's a key differentiator.
Mm-hmm.
So you've spent time with Gamma.
Oh, yeah.
Here. And what's your first impression upon seeing one of our builds?
It's fantastic. It's really inspiring because I know that so many, like especially all these carbon fiber pieces, these aren't one-offs.
No,
these
from the tools.
Yeah,
they're from production tools.
Production parts. Yeah, that makes it feel
difference.
So much more real, knowing that they can stamp out, like most of these pieces only take a few minutes to create. Then you have the entire structure just from that. Seeing how the chassis fits together on top of it all. The packaging is still mind-boggling. It's one thing to see it in renders and pictures, but then you see the motor and the HVAC system all packaged in there, and still a ton of leg room. Feels super comfortable. It really just perplexes me why there aren't more companies doing this. Like, this seems obvious. Like, this is clearly where it's headed. This is where vehicle design is moving.
We know that this is just the beginning.
But
this encapsulates very purely all the efficiency kind of leading the sun powering energy for us, with the air being less disturbed than others. It all adds up. The weight, all that simplicity, all that beautiful complexity that nature informs us, like that's how efficient you should be, can be, and shall be. So we're chasing after that. So
for sure. I'll take the keys.
There's no need for a key. That's a clumsy way of thinking of it. Like, what is the key? Metaphorically, there's a key.
Yeah, right? Cars
are you in the vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
How do you connect that? That's the starting point.
So it's a software experience, right?
It's software enables that connection.
Yes. Yeah, just knock.
One thing.
You could probably leave it unlocked. I bet a bunch of people won't even know if they walked up to it.
Yeah, remember the authentication takes place before that knock is allowed to work. So no one can just walk up and go, "Oh, let me knock here because I saw that video and the door opens."
Sure.
That doesn't happen.
Good. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it. We just a couple of days ago checked out the Cyber Cab.
Not seen it in person, but I understand that design very well.
People aren't going to believe it online. Your trunk, I think, has more space. It's definitely wider after seeing them both in person. This is super deep, and pictures and videos do not do it justice. Like, there is so much. Like when we were packing up from the event in San Francisco, we fit so much, marketing stuff and boxes and everything right in the back. No problem.
It has a nice amount of utilitarian space. And I think we're all going to be surprised how people will end up using. We were able to get a meaningful little place for the bunk. The bunk. It's very hard to make a long, flat surface.
Yes.
That shape is literally defined by what's left over from the wheel skirt fairing. And we've maximized that. So we went as deep as we could. We went as wide as we could.
Oh, this is cool. We normally don't get to see this piece. I like that. So that attaches right to the bottom of the bunk.
Correct.
And that's a huge aero help, I'm sure. I love the fact that this is mechanical charge port, right?
Correct.
There's so much over-engineered charge ports in the industry. There's so many that turn it into a motor that's got to actuate and go back and forth. And yours, even if you're forgetful and you forget to close it, it has pretty much no aero penalty to leave open. Right?
It won't give you an aero penalty. No, it becomes a user issue. The law says that this plate must be visible while operating and while charging.
Oh, yeah, that
So
works.
that's a lot of ideas are, should it go down? Should it go up? Which way should it articulate? And it can do all of those things. But
Yeah.
when you combine the location, the laws, the specifications, this really turns out to be one of the most elegant solutions, which is just very simple mechanical. It does have a magnet latch, and then you'll be able to put your NACS charger right there. And you notice it's on an angle.
Oh, it's already in there.
Yes.
I didn't even realize PI2 had it. That's clean. Oh, that looks so good.
And it's on an angle because there's just a sweet spot of where it should fit
Right.
and how it should go in.
And that's the right angle too, because most superchargers are they're optimized for
That's
driver side.
Correct. There's
Uh-huh.
there's that advantage, but it's also the receptacle itself has a certain depth. And
Yes.
you optimize the packaging for that.
Mhm.
If you offset it a little bit or angle it a little bit.
Oh,
That-
perfect.
Efficiency on all of these decisions. There are trade-offs,
Sure.
but efficiency guides all these decisions. Yeah, one of the things that a user will be able to, essentially learn about through the user manual,
Yeah.
the Aptera experience, what to do while these systems, safety-wise and mechanical and latches and blocks and data, that information will be available through the web, through the app, through the vehicle itself.
Mm.
So you'll be able to learn all about the systems and why they're there. Yeah, this is going to be the finish. You're going to see this.
That's such a
You're going
cool
to see this
texture.
beautiful carbon fiber SMC,
Uh-huh.
and each one will be unique.
Yeah, it's a little different on
Correct.
each one.
And there's obviously we're going to have carpet and the material that's going to go for the MBH, but
Yeah.
there are areas where you'll be seeing that material.
I noticed these little cutouts. Is that drainage?
Yes, I believe they are,
Okay.
because you have to, we've got
Because water can
correct.
come in this way. So obviously you don't want it in the
Correct.
the
And-
trunk.
And the other part is the seal will rest on the body side instead of the hap side.
Oh.
Right. But then the channels are designed to, so you
Yeah.
take any moisture and bring them down. They'll channel out that way.
Perfect. We know from the event the bunk is big enough to hold a bubble connector, just an AC charger. You can just always have that as a backup. If
Correct.
You need. You probably won't because solar's got you covered. That'll be plenty.
We have stellar charging.
I'm excited for the first DC fast charging tests. I'll talk about it when I take it home today.
There you go.
On the road trip.
Yeah.
It'd probably be an SF in 400 miles.
It's really important to understand how elegantly the body goes together. I think
Yes.
Sandy's touched on it. I've been working with the engineers and on the design engineering and watching how their thought process and how efficient they are. Like, we can get this down to these many parts and it
Yeah.
comes together. And then it makes even these builds very easy. The build has gone extremely well from my point of view, that the body parts, they did what they were supposed to do.
There was no big shocks,
No
no big
big shocks,
surprises.
yeah.
Good. Is there any learnings from the assembly process for the manufacturing side? You can see which steps to do first during this.
That's a good question. I mean, there's the theory, right?
Right.
With the engine, it's like, okay, not only are the parts designed to be manufactured, but here's the assembly sequence.
Yes.
So you follow that first, and then you find out where the adjustments need to be.
Right.
But so far, it's tracking really well, because
Good.
remember the experience of the engineering that's gone into this. They put so much effort into. Yeah, that's fine, but it has to be. You have to manufacture it,
Right.
and you have to assemble it, and it has
Yes.
to be assembled in an efficient way. So things such as the sequence become very important. And
Yes.
also, can you get a tool to that fastener? And then there's a whole filtering process to that. So to be witness to that and to see it manifest so beautifully is really great for this product and the future.
Well, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Most welcome. Yeah, it's good to see you.
Good to see you.